Coming up in the news, West Indies-Sri Lanka women's cricket tournament kicked off today at the National Stadium. And Grenada looks at ways food loss and waste reduction can boost sustainable agri-food systems. We'll have details to these stories and more, plus a look at news in the region when we return.
The field is set, the stands are waiting, and Grenada is ready. 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. One unforgettable series, the West Indies women versus Sri Lanka women international cricket series, bowls off right here in Grenada from February 20th to March 3rd. Admission is free, but this is more than just cricket. All eyes will be on our very own Afi Fletcher as she stands on the brink of 2 major career milestones right here on home soil. History will be made. Get ready to celebrate in full Grenadian pride. Bring your drums, bring your flags. This isn't just a match, it's a moment. Be there.
Welcome back. With the details to the GIS news for Friday, February 20th, I am Rakisha St. Louis. Grenadians are encouraged to support the West Indies-Sri Lanka Women's Cricket International Series that commenced today, Friday, at the National Stadium. 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20 matches will be played over the next few days until March 3rd. Much emphasis is being placed on Grenada's own Afi Fletcher making her 100th T20 on February 28th. President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Norman Gilbert, speaks of the significance of the matches in Grenada to Afi's career.
So our very own Afi Fletcher is going to be featured as a member of the West Indies team, and she is also on the verge of 2 major milestones in the T20 championships. And that milestone would be, we expect that she will be featured in a 100th T20 international, which is an amazing achievement for a female cricketer, or any cricketer for that matter. And additionally, she is on 96 wickets, that's T20 wickets, and we expect that having to play 3 T20 matches, that she will be able to achieve this feat in this series. We are happy if she can do so in the very first T20 game, which would make her achieve her 2 milestones in the same encounter. But of course, we know that she is capable, and she has been one of, if not the main spinner for the West Indies over the last 10 or so years. So we are very thankful to have Afi home. It's the first time we have Afi home in an international series, maybe in about 10 years. And so it's good that we have our player before our local crowd to ensure that we can, support her to achieve her milestones.
The matches are free and promises to be a great series of women's cricket.
The ODIs begins at 9 in the morning on the match days, and the T20 series would start at 1 p.m. in the afternoon and would conclude at about 5:30 p.m. There is no required entrance fee for the games, so the games are all free to the general public. So we want to encourage persons to come out as much as possible to support the women, but also to support Afi in a very special way. I know Minister might be very proud that she's also from her constituency, and I hope that Minister has a plan as well to support Afi in this encounter. But it's not solely about Afi; it really is about the West Indies and being able to promote women's cricket. And so we are asking for the public support in ensuring that we support the women as much as we would for our international men. So we look forward to the ODI series that starts on Friday, 20th. The second game will be on the 25th, that's Sunday. We expect that the ODIs, the T20 series starts on the 28th, the 1st, and the 3rd of March, which would be the conclusion of the series.
Minister for Sports, Honorable Delma Thomas, is excited not only as the minister, but as Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest, where Afi resides. She says Afi's community will be her biggest support.
This series is really about Afi's legacy. It's about our belief in her. It's about a Grenadian daughter returning home to make history. And for us, that is big. And, we, on those days, those special days, from the constituency standpoint, we will ensure that we bring out the people. Afi like the drumming, and she has her guys from Lafayette who we will ensure can get here safely. The children who should normally go to the school where St. Mary's RC. So there's a whole plan where those schools that she went to will have a collaboration when we get 100 students to come together, because for those major milestones, we're talking about 100. So how 100 match, that will be 100 matches for AFI plus. Without a doubt, we showed that AFI will take 4 wickets during that period. So we also look forward to that particular celebration. So there will be major celebration.
GIS spoke with Afi at one of her practice sessions. She says apart from making her milestone achievement, it's an important series for the West Indies women to win.
Just go in there and just do what you have to do, get the job done, because it's an important series, for points. So whatever milestone come, if it happened, then, we celebrate it. But at the moment, it's an important series where we have to focus on winning.
But certainly in the midst of that, while you keep in focus, you will be more than happy if you could reach that milestone at home.
Yeah, at home, if you reach that milestone in front, my family and fans and friends, it will be really special,
The West Indies women's team is in preparation for the upcoming World Cup series. Grenada welcomed home artists who recently performed in Trinidad for Carnival. Friday's welcome ceremony was organized by Spice Mass Corporation at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Its chairman, Kurt Ross, says their participation in regional competitions is the catalyst to boost Spice Mass in August. He commended them on their performances and encouraged them to continue flying Grenada's flag high.
Today is indeed a moment of cultural pride. Because of you, our cultural ambassadors did not just travel to Trinidad to perform. You stepped onto one of the most competitive, culturally influential carnival stage in the Caribbean, and you did so with confidence, discipline, and unmistakable Grenadian identity. And that is no small achievement. Trinidad Carnival is a space where only the most prepared, the most resilient, and the most culturally grounded artists can truly command attention. To enter that arena and perform with the authority is to carry not just talent, but the spirit of a nation. Your success is not the climax. It is the catalyst. It creates momentum. It builds anticipation. And it positions Spice Mass 2026 to be bigger, more visible, and more competitive on the regional stage and international stage. As we look towards August, we must now convert regional visibility, national momentum, international momentum. We must ensure that the energy you carried abroad transfer into an elevated experience at home.
A few of the artists spoke of their experience.
Congratulations to y'all. Did an amazing job. And y'all keep pushing, keep bringing Spice Mass out there. Let's get everybody to come here in August for our carnival.
Calling this the PPP. Pure, powerful, and positive carnival. So that's what we're going to have here, a pure, positive, and powerful carnival. I think we're going to take the lead this round. That is what I want to say. The next thing I want to say, Kerry. I want to say Kerry had them over their head right through. You know what I mean? That's everybody was over their head. Modi just bring the job to them. They put the job on a payroll. I see everybody all over the place. That was real nice. And they know the job didn't have no behavior. And we pulled the pin and boom! And Grenada was inside. Thank you everybody for having us here.
Just standing here, being back home after a tremendous experience in Trinidad Carnival was amazing, and it's a blessing to see this type of welcome back for the artists, because we were putting in the work. Trinidad and Tobago showed me real love, from the promoters to the artists, to the DJs, to the event organizers. Everyone showed us real love, even the media houses, and most importantly, the people of Trinidad. And I would say to you, as I said to them on every single stage, thank you for embracing me, my energy, and my music.
It's been a huge experience, a big experience, first time, and it's a lot, It's a lot, trust me. I wasn't ready for it, but I had to be ready, and It just shows us how Caribbean people is powerful, how soca music is powerful, and how unity is powerful together. Once we maintain that, we gone clear.
A breakfast reception was also held following the welcome ceremony. The boys of the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School have successfully defended their National Independence Senior Boys Secondary School's 30-over tournament title. The final match saw them play against the Grenville Secondary School. After winning the toss and choosing to bat first, Grenville Secondary School set out to post a competitive total. Ron Charles led the charge with an excellent 48 of 50 balls. However, Grenville fell short of building substantial momentum and were restricted to 122 for 8 in their allotted 30 overs. Captain Jordan John led from the front with a composed 41 of 52 balls, while Shamel Hille narrowly missed a half-century, finishing unbeaten on 49 of 66 deliveries. Chair of the National Celebrations Committee, Jacqueline Alexis, says the committee remains committed to collaborating with the Ministry of Sports to organize the tournament and recognize outstanding players.
I was so pleased with what I saw, the talent, the discipline that I saw displayed here today makes us all very, very proud. So I would ask for another round of applause for the young men. The National Celebrations Committee have been partnering with the Ministry of Youth and Sports for several years on this particular tournament. And we're very proud to do so. We want to continue to do so because we want to encourage not just our male cricketers, but also the females who wish to come through in this sports. So let me thank every school that has participated. Whether you were here today or not, you are all winners.
Coach at the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School, Leon Calise, commended his team on an exceptional game. Every player worked hard to secure the win.
The performance was extremely better than the previous games that we had played. So to say the performance, we are very happy, not only me, but the coaches and the fans that came down here to support us. We're quite happy with the performance, especially in the batting. First time we performed like that in the batting. So we were really happy to see how those guys go there and occupy the crease and make use of every ball that was coming to them. Rhyme Hall, an all-rounder. That's one of our trump cards in terms of in the middle of the overs. He's a more slower bowler. So when things not going too well for us, sometimes we just push him in to give us 2 overs, 3 overs. And if he's going right with him, then we give him more than the allotted that we have to give him. In terms of Agard is one of the better bowlers for the under 19 level in cricket in Grenada, I believe. He spins the ball both ways. So Agard is one to look for in the future once he continues on that path. Agard is somebody I think who studies the game as well and also study spin bowling. That's why he was able to do good not only in this game but throughout the tournament.
The team's captain Jordan John explained the game plan and execution style.
It feels great, wonderful. I'm happy. The game plan also got hard because they also got a good team, so and we come out on top. During the tournament, they've been performing good, and I'm happy that they're performing good. So, yeah.
Captain of the Grenville Secondary School, Jaron Henry, is proud of his team despite the loss.
I feel happy even though because we've been through it from the start. Played as the first time, they beat us. Through the tournament, we won our game, we end up in the final. I'm happy that we end up in the final and we come out here and they defeat us. Since we're batting and we see the wickets going down, we know that SAS will make the total and we needed to sharpen up on the batting, but we did not.
SAS defeated the boys at the St. David's Catholic Secondary School at Lassages 182 for 8 to move on to the finals against the Grenville Secondary. From February 12th to 17th, 2026, the sister isle of Carriacou came alive in a way that only kayak mass can inspire. Thousands of visitors and locals gathered not just for the vibrant festivities, but for something even more meaningful, the boost it gave to the island's small businesses, the local economy. We have details in this Sherry and Noel report.
Carriacou is buzzing with excitement this year, not just because of the vibrant spirit of Kayak Mass 2026, but also because of the shared sacrifice of a people destined to succeed after the passage of Hurricane Beryl in 2024. Kayak Mass isn't just a festival, it's a lifeline. Vendors, artisans, food stalls and transport services all saw a welcome surge as crowds filled the streets and shores. For days, Carriacou buzzed with energy, laughter and unmistakable spirit of celebration that brought communities together and invited newcomers to experience the island's warmth and creativity. Business owners across the island, from guest houses to hotels, are seeing encouraging signs of economic recovery, thanks to a record number of visitors arriving from the mainland and the Grenadians. The GIS team had the opportunity to speak with some key players who are feeling this impact firsthand. Take Kim Mills, owner of Kim's Plaza, who shared how early the booking started this year. Accommodation was fully booked as far back as November 2025. He explained, highlighting how the demand left many scrambling for a place to stay during the 5-day festivities.
Yeah, I think we went all out to start to go back to the original form of production. And this year, I think, was very, very good. All around, if you speak to vendors, you speak to taxi drivers, you speak to hotelers, whoever you spoke to, would have told you that you got a nice jolt in the economy this year, and we're very thankful for that.
How early were you booked out?
Well, let me just tell you straight out, as of October, November last year, most of the hotels and guest houses and everything like that was really booked out because they anticipated that it was going to be a good one, and people like to enjoy Kayak Mass. It's different, it's friendly, incident-free, and they wanted to be a part of it, so they made sure that they had a reservation early in advance to make that when they come, they don't have any problem in finding accommodation.
Then there's Mr. Leo Joseph of the Mermaid Hotel, who welcomed the financial boost with open arms. For him and many others, the economic injection is especially meaningful as Carriacou and Petit Martinique continue to rebuild from the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl in 2024. Mr. Joseph says, economically speaking, this event has been a welcome relief.
Well, I would say it's a win-win situation. And now that I don't know if it's because of Beryl, but quite a few of the mainlanders are discovering Carriacou. And as a result, we have that participation from the mainland and the Grenadians per se. So when the festivals like Carnival or Regatta or whatever have you, it's always a win-win situation for us, economically speaking.
Another busy spot was Eddie's Dream Guest House and their adjoining supermarket. Christopher Mills, general manager, described how the influx of visitors brought both opportunities and hurdles. Keeping supermarket shelves stocked with this volume of traffic was a major challenge, but the returns made it more than worthwhile. He said, underscoring the rebuilding process is still underway, but better days are clearly ahead.
This year it's an uptick as it relates to the number of rooms that we have, because after Beryl in 2024, we lost quite a number of rooms. We were operating at a capacity of 14 rooms. Fortunately this year, and we barely made it. We were able to go back to our maximum of 23. So we were booked out full capacity, and generally, everyone stayed for the 5 days. So revenue-wise, that was very important for us. We have outgrown the size of our supermarket by the traffic that we do have. So, and also you have this situation where everybody's trying to make the same products. So for example, you have about 15 lines of sausages. Your shelves is now becoming smaller because you're trying to fit every brand on there. So that has been a challenge, even in normal times. But for this carnival season, it's more of a challenge because we have to just keep restocking more and more. Supermarket-wise, again, we have quite a healthy share of the market, so we've been able to do well.
And it wasn't just accommodation and retail that felt the uplift. Leroy Charles, affectionately known as Mr. Grill, is in the local culinary scene, also shared his enthusiasm about the event's positive impact. His energy reflected a community coming alive through food, culture, and connection.
Oh, yes, I was able to generate income because people were still coming to my facility and coming to get my food, which I appreciate very much.
Kayak Mass 2026 isn't just a festival. It's a spark of renewal, a collective step forward for carriacou as they continue to rebuild. Sherry and Noel for GIS News.
Thank you, Sherry Ann. We'll take a short break and return with more news.
Government information affects all of us, how we stay informed, prepared, and connected. The Government Information Service is evolving to deliver clearer, faster, and more accessible information online, on air, and in real time. By taking part in this public survey, you help shape better access to information, improved digital services, stronger communication during emergencies, and platforms that truly reflect your needs. Your feedback helps guide how government communicates with you. Scan the QR code, help guide the evolution of GIS Grenada. The field is set, the stands are waiting, and Grenada is ready. 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. One unforgettable series, the West Indies Women versus Sri Lanka Women International Cricket Series, bowls off right here in Grenada from February 20th to March 3rd. Admission is free, but this is more than just cricket. All eyes will be on our very own Afi Fletcher as she stands on the brink of 2 major career milestones right here on home soil. History will be made. Get ready to celebrate in full Grenadian pride. Bring your drums, bring your flags. This isn't just a match, it's a moment. Be there.
Welcome back. Chief Cultural Officer Kelvin Jacob encouraged choir instructors in schools and organizations to cooperate with officials from the ministry as they plan and make early preparations for the island's signature cultural event. During the first in a series of development workshops on Friday, Jacob advised them to look beyond the workshop toward the benefits to students and schools. The choir development workshop will provide choir teachers with training in essential vocal and performance techniques.
Work along with the officers coming into the schools, helping you, guiding you in preparation for the festival, because we have a full slate of officers now, but you're basically dealing with the choir and voice. We have theater, we have dance. So we are asking you to work along with the officers as they come to your schools in preparation for the Festival of the Arts. And not just for the Festival of the Arts, but the overall development of the students in your school. Because we know when we look at culture and creativity, it manifests itself in the academics. As teachers, we want you to work within your reach to push the students who you see in your classrooms, in your schools, that have the talent, whether it's in singing, dancing, drama, or any other area of the performing arts, to help them to develop these talents.
Festival of the Arts is scheduled to take place from September to December to showcase the creative and artistic talents of students in Grenada. The workshop will be facilitated by Ms. Valerie Daniel Burkhart. Voice tutor and choir coordinator within the Ministry of Culture, Arlene Joseph, highlighted the significance of the workshop ahead of the festival.
Today's session is designed to empower you as educators with practical tools to strengthen your voices, enrich your classroom and choir practices, and inspire your students through the art of expression.
A 2-day national workshop focusing on food loss and waste reduction for sustainable agri-food systems in Grenada just concluded at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. The workshop was spearheaded by the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry in collaboration with the Food and Agricultural Organization and the Central Statistical Office. It featured technical training on food loss assessment and best practices national policy on food loss and waste policy options and institutional frameworks. The 2-day deliberation served to connect critical aspects of food security, economic development and climate priorities. communities. Speaking at the brief opening, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Isaac Bagwan, says the wide stakeholder engagement will serve Grenada's mission to increase production, improve yields, and support farmers in putting more food on the table.
As a ministry, our primary mandate is to ensure food and nutrition security. We work tirelessly to increase production, improve yields, and support our farmers and other stakeholders to put more food on the table. Yet the hard truth is that a significant portion of what we produce never actually reach the table. Globally, approximately 1/3 of all food produced is lost or wasted. Here in Grenada, post-harvest loss remains a critical bottleneck in our agriculture value chain.
He pointed out the critical significance of reducing food loss as wastage on both farms and landfills generates dangerous atmospheric gases.
This workshop, therefore, is not just an academic exercise, it is a strategic necessity. The objectives, as was mentioned before, over the next 2 days, is to ask the difficult questions. Where are the critical loss points? Is it during harvesting, handling, transportation, storage, processing, or distribution? What are the solutions? Do we need better access to storage facilities, cold chain logistics, processing technology, or better market linkage? And how do we create that kind of awareness in terms of changing consumer behavior?
Representatives from the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Climate Resilience, Central Statistical Office, Rural Development Unit, Grenada Food and Nutrition Council, agro-processors, recycling organics exports will deliberate on the key issues contributing to food loss and wastage.
This initiative is fundamentally about strengthening national statistical systems. Food loss measurement is not simply a sectoral exercise, it is an opportunity to enhance how we generate, manage, and institutionalize agriculture data in Grenada.
This is why FAO is supporting a lot of different countries, including Grenada, through a project that is called Food Loss and Waste Reduction for Sustainable Agri-Food Systems. And the overall objective of this project is to strengthen policies, institutional frameworks, capacities, raise awareness, and leverage funding and investments for.
Underscoring the significance of this initiative, Linus Norland of the FAO gave an overview of the Food Loss Project and the role of the Food and Agricultural Organization in guiding the process.
The causes of food loss waste are many. They can be inadequate practices and infrastructure, lack of knowledge and awareness, weak institutional and regulatory frameworks, and fragmented pieces and uncoordinated programs. However, each context will be different, and so that's also why we need more data. So because of this multitude of different causes, we both need better data, we need improved practices, we need capacity development and supportive policy environments, and that's the overarching umbrella that we're sort of seeking to reach with this project.
That's a wrap for the local segment. Regional news coming up after the break.
My name is Liselle Walcott. I am a staff nurse at the General Hospital for the past 16 years. At the Infection Control Department, we do surveillance for communicable diseases or hospital-acquired infections. We do outbreak investigations. So any issues we have, we would investigate it, find out the cause, and we would do recommendations and interventions to all relevant departments. Thus far, with Mount Sinai, we are looking at ways of improving hand hygiene. Hand hygiene has been proven to be one of the most important practices you could do to break the chain of infection. Working along with Mount Sinai, I foresee that it would be a very good thing for us. They are looking into the products that we use, the practices that we do. Going forward, we'll be able to achieve a very high level of compliance and safety across the board for everyone.
Welcome back. Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley says the government will keep its promise to implement initiatives to reduce the cost of living burden many households are facing. She says the measures will also put more disposable income in their pockets. She said there are also plans to establish a National Competitiveness Commission, which will help measure what is slowing down economic and national growth, to fix what is holding the nation back, and to unlock what is possible when the country becomes more productive.
And not just the 142 million that I spoke of, but also the additional benefits to the middle class that we indicated we could not quantify at the time, but will quantify by the next budget next month in March. You all sound as though you want me to keep the money. But the truth is that this is essential given the fact that we have now had 2 stable years of seeing the performance of our corporation tax revenue, and we are now in a position to put money back in people's pockets. This is not intended to be an academic commission, and it will address the issues sectorally, both in the large sectors that people expect, like tourism, and in the very critical sectors of vending and hawking, because that is what keeps many a Bajan household alive in this country.
Still in the region, Prime Minister Philip J. Pear of St. Lucia has issued a stern warning to St. Lucians to avoid overstaying visa expiration dates in foreign jurisdictions. The nation's leader highlighted the severe repercussions of such infractions, noting that individual non-compliance can jeopardize future travel privileges for all citizens and, more critically, tarnish St. Lucia's international reputation and diplomatic standing.
Visiting somebody's country is a privilege. If someone applies for a visa and they get time 6 months, do not spend 6 months and a day. That can affect us in ways that we may not be able to understand. I've always made that point. When we overstay our visas and we do things, go to other people's countries and don't follow the laws and things, it affects everybody. Anyone who wants to believe that they're going to isolate some political party and say because you're red or because you're yellow, that don't exist. So this is why it's very important that each person, and I've made the point of personal responsibility many times before, taking personal responsibility for your action is so important moving forward.
That's a look at news for today, Friday, February 20th. A recap of the top stories. West Indies-Sri Lanka women's cricket tournament kicked off today at the National Stadium, and Grenada looks at ways food loss and waste reduction can boost sustainable agri-food systems. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis, thanking you for joining us.